So, Wren's first snow. Her instinct is just to lick it. She's not, like, jazzed about it, but she's not, like, super, like, excited either. I remember when Ivy was in her first snow, she was bananas, but she was also, like, a smaller puppy. She was younger. She was pumped, though. She was running through the grass, tearing around. What are you doing, Wren? Just licking it? Is that tasty? Tasty slush? Do you like it? You don't know what to do with it, hey? Well, at least she's not, like, scared of it or something. Because that would be bad. You okay? You confused? You don't know what's happening? What is this? Maybe she'll react differently when there's, like, a pile of snow on the ground, you know? And she can get, like, knee-deep in it. But she usually... No, she's pawing at it. She does recognize it as, like, this is a new thing. What is this? What's happening? Chomping. Nibbling. Alright, let's get real. Lethbridge, here we are. Lethbridge. October 29th. First snow. And this is, like, to me, a weird weather pattern. And I mean, by pattern, I mean, like, something that happens every time, like a habit. Not like, oh, the weather pattern, this, I don't know how to explain the difference. But it has been about, I don't know how many hours now, 10 hours of snow straight. I feel like every time that we get a first snow in Lethbridge, for as long as I've been here recently, not my whole, like, childhood and everything that I was here, but, like, the last 5 years, from my memory, every first snow is, like, 24 hours long. Like, there was no snow on the ground. It hadn't snowed at all until this morning, and now we got this. It just boom, just bam, snow. Here it is. Winter is upon you. This is it. And because of the Chinooks, those warm winds we get, yeah, it'll all just disappear and then come back, freeze, thaw, and it's really annoying. But anyway, it's just like this weird thing. I'm like, really? Like, why is the first snow always just like the longest snow ever? Like, it just doesn't stop. And then after that, it's kind of like sporadic. And just like, oh, it could snow for a couple hours and then that's it, or it can snow for longer. But it's like that first snow, just like, hey, let's do this thing. Like, let's get hype and let's snow for 24 hours straight. Obviously, it hasn't been that long yet, because I said it's been like 10 hours. But we'll see if it's still snowing when I wake up in the morning, and maybe it'll prove me right. Well, not quite 24 hours of snow. It looks like it might have actually stopped shortly after I went to bed last night, or just slowed down a lot and then stopped sometime before I got outside. It's 10 to 9 a.m. and I got home, I don't know, around midnight last night, I think. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like it snowed a whole lot more after I got home. Anyway, on my way to the studio, I feel good about getting up and getting going. Again, just like getting to bed when I need to get to bed so I can wake up when I need to wake up is huge. And I'm a little tired. I didn't quite get 8 hours in, but I thought it would be better to only get like 7 and just only get 7 hours in and just get going and whatever. It would feel good. Anyway, yeah, I'm trying to, again, work on scheduling time to get to the studio, and part of that is just like getting to bed. I've had a really bad habit for like the past, oh, how long has it been? month, 2 months of, I mean, it's been worse the past, I would say it's been really bad the past 2 weeks, where I start watching Facebook Reels when I should just go to bed. It'll be like, oh, I'm too tired to read, and then I'll like watch Facebook Reels, and that addictive for me, just like next video, next video, next video. No, I need a good one. I need like a funny one, like whatever. Yeah, I could do that for like 45 minutes and be like, oh, well, the thing is, like, I'm aware of the time, but it's just like, just another minute. Like, it's not a big deal. Just try, okay, this one's 3 minutes long, whatever. Anyway, and then I'm going to bed late, and I was like, man, that 45 minutes could have been sleep. I could have woken up 45 minutes earlier, gotten out the door. The thing is that if I feel like, if I need to sleep a little more and then I feel crappy about how late it is, like if it's too close to lunch, I'm like, ah, screw it, I'll stay till lunch. And then be like, ah, there's not a big enough window to do this now or do that now. Because like painting, especially certain things, I need a bigger window. Like I can't just roll in and paint for an hour and then leave. It just doesn't work that way for me. Partially because the mediums I'm using, but it's just, yeah, the style that I've created that generally I can't just, and again, if I only had 1 hour, like 1 hour from where? Does that include travel time? Does that include getting into the studio? Like I have to settle in a bit. Like it's just better as a whole day. Like I would really like 1 full day a week at least, and then like an evening there in addition to that, and that would be like my minimum. And so I'm trying to figure that out, because that's the thing, is like it's really rare that I work every day in a week. And so if I've got a full day in there, usually it's like sick bonus time to go to the studio. Then this whole thing with biking comes in though, right? It's like trying to balance that part of my life, or my health, I guess, and just fun, just whatever, it's a thing I want to do. Balancing hobbies, like trying to balance that with like getting to the studio. Again, it's like a time thing. It's like I need a bigger chunk of time. Like I need a minimum of a 2-hour window to bike, and then I'd have to shower after that, and like, because sometimes it takes like 20 minutes to a half hour to get ready for a bike ride with everything, prepping, and then the actual ride, and then getting back, and then sometimes having to like lube a chain or whatever else and put the bike away and all this stuff. Anyway, just trying to balance that. And then I was thinking like, man, sometimes I really love when there's bad weather, because there's no question about biking. As much as I love riding my bike, it's like I'm not gonna go when it's horribly windy, or I don't have a fat bike, and I really honestly just don't like biking in winter. Like I don't like it. It's not fun. It's cold, and then it's like you overheat, and it's like trying to like find the balance of like, I've had a dress, and then it's bulky, and it's like, in order to stay warm, it's just like a different feeling of like, I don't like biking with pants, honestly. I've done it, I'll do it still, I will do it, but I don't like it. And that's just one of the things, like, why am I doing it if I don't like it, right? Because there's sometimes the benefits outweigh that cost. But anyway, so I was thinking like, man, there's just 2 things that I realized last night. One, if I do have a day off, or even if it's just like I'm only working a half day, I really want to go and get Wren so that she's not there all day alone in her kennel, because that sucks. I don't like that. Like, it's just, sometimes that's just the reality, especially with her being a puppy and still like, I hope it's just a puppy thing, but still just like chewing on all these things that she shouldn't be, and like not knowing the boundaries and what she can eat and what she can't. But I just like, man, I just want to go there because I have the time, and I feel bad if I do have the time and I don't go. And I mean, if I'm working all day, I'm like, oh, I'm working all day, there's nothing I can do. But if I can do something, I want to. Now that she's kind of getting used to the studio, she doesn't mind it there, it'll be easier because I can take her right in the morning. I realized if I've got a full day off, I can just get her right in the morning, go to the studio for a bit. We'll go for a little walk, go to the studio, you know, maybe a couple hours later, go for a bigger walk somewhere or try the dog park or something, and then come back and do a couple more hours. And yes, it's going to split my work up in a way, and I won't be able to do certain things like use spray paint, or I don't want to have incense because I don't know how much that's going to bother her either. Just softer scents. Anyway, figured I can work with that, and just it's a new way of working, right? But that would be a compromise that works well for both of us. And I forgot the other thing. Oh, and the other thing is just, again, like, being like, oh man, the weather sucks, so I'm not gonna bike. It was kind of, just for a second, it was like a blessing of like, I don't have a choice to make. I'm just gonna get up and go to the studio, like right now. It's not even 9 o'clock yet. I'm on my way there. I feel really good about that. I know I'm gonna get like a 6 to 8 hour chunk of time, or 6 to 7 or whatever hour chunk of time, because I did go to bed early enough. I got up, I got going, I got out the door, and I have a chunk of time I can really accomplish some stuff today. I feel good about it, and relax too, and just, I mean, that's part of relaxing for me, but I am missing out on that physical activity. And so it's like, well, I can't just decide to not do any physical activity in winter, and I've got to force myself to go on like winter hikes and stuff. Anyway, I just need to figure out that balance, but I am working on it, and it is getting somewhere, and I'm really happy that I have made the time today, like, in a couple ways, just organized and planned that I would do this today. And I'll have to integrate more like winter walking and stuff into my schedule in lieu of the biking that I was doing, which was already sporadic because it was weather dependent. But anyway, it's beautiful out now. Now that I've accepted the winter and it's not like currently snowing in this gross way that it was, it just feels like, yeah, it's winter. It's here. This is it. And I'm okay with it, I guess, because I have to be. So, at the studio, and I've been thinking about my usage of social media and stuff, because I'm not being as productive as I want to be, because I'm not going to bed on time, not waking up on time, because of, like, Facebook Reels, and just, I can't moderate and balance that for myself. The weird psychology for me of, I will not start a 20-minute YouTube video before bed because it's too long. But I will stay on Facebook Reels for like 45 minutes because there's a bunch of short videos under 5 minutes, and I just keep getting into them and repeating, and that's really annoying. So you can disable Reels from your mobile app with some versions of Facebook. But apparently that option isn't available to everyone, and that makes sense, because why would they want to give you the option when it could just be there and you could just do it, especially because they're trying to compete with TikTok, and that's just the thing. Why would they give you the option? So I don't have the option to take it off, to not see it anymore, but obviously I have the option to just not use it, and I can't moderate myself very well right now, so I'm not going to use it anymore. Yeah. It just becomes a 0 or 100 thing for me with some things sometimes. And then after a while, sometimes I can go back to that thing, whatever it is that I had to like leave behind, and go to move it to 0. And then I can moderate a little better, but sometimes I can't. Sometimes it takes years before I feel comfortable going back. Like with alcohol, I just was like at 100, not 100, but I was like at an 80, and I had to bring it down to 0 and not drink for like 11 years. And then I'm in a place where I feel pretty moderated and balanced and good about my alcohol intake. But I had to step away from it for a really long time. So anyway, this isn't as serious as that, but I mean, it's still like an addictive behavior, and still a stupid, destructive behavior, and just like something that I recognize that I can't moderate very well and balance in myself. So I'm just like, because if I watched 5 minutes or even 10 minutes, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I'm going to bed now, that's it. But I just can't seem to put it down. And it's like, frick, like, okay, just, like, sometimes I don't read a book because I'm too tired, but I stay on Facebook Reels and do that for half an hour instead. And then it's a cycle of, it's stupid, I feel bad about it, I go to bed late, I wake up not feeling good, because one, I didn't sleep enough, and I know why I didn't sleep enough, and it was all my fault, and then it just creates this cycle, and it's so stupid. So that's a thing that I'm going to fix as of today, or that I just already decided that I can't anymore. Yep. Also, at the studio, These curtains really, really helped. Like this past year is the first year I've had them, and I've noticed that like in summer, it really keeps the heat out. And now I'm wondering if in winter, because I mean in summer it keeps the sun out, which keeps the heat out. But I'm wondering if in winter it will be better or backfire because like it can maybe prevent some draft from like the window, some of the cold I might get from the window, but it also prevents any sun from coming in, which might help warm the place. So I don't know which way it's going to go. If it'll be better to like insulate a bit the heat in here, or if it'll be worse because I won't get any warmth from the sun that we do get in winter. We'll see. I had something else to say about social media, and I just remembered now. It's funny that like the algorithms give you things like especially with targeted ads and stuff, right? It's supposed to be giving you a thing that it assumes that you like. And it assumes you like it because you clicked on it or you watched it. And that's such a stupid assumption. And it feeds this ridiculous culture that like I think it perpetuates just like a culture of stupidity. Because like why wouldn't I click on something in order to research it? Because I was thinking of this because related to Facebook Reels, you keep hearing, like same thing with TikTok and Reels and whatever, like the same songs being used over and over and over again because of challenges and stuff. And again, that whole thing is just, let's do things because other people did them. Like, I just can't, it's the amount of unoriginality. Anyway, I'm going off on this old man rant, but I just really like creative people. And anyway, what was I saying? Now I forget. The same songs you hear over and over and over again, and I kept hearing this song. Like, I'm exposed to these songs I would never listen to willingly. And so, Into It by Doja Cat, I kept hearing over and over and over again because it was being used in these reels, and I wanted to actually listen to more of the song than was in the snippet, because it's always the same snippet. And I also wanted to look up the lyrics. And it's just one of those things that, like, because I chose to click on it on YouTube, I'm going to get suggestions that are more like that now. And it's like, but why? Like, I don't want those things. I wanted to look up this one thing. That's like if I was doing a paper or a research paper on the KKK one day, and that's just a one-time thing, and then I'm going to get stuff related to that. And I'm like, I don't need that. Like, it's just one of those things that targeted ads can be helpful and useful because if you're going to have ads and that's unavoidable, it would make more sense in a way, and it's a debate, right? To see things that you would potentially want to buy that would actually be useful to you. But the thing is that, again, it's not for you to feel better about it. It's for them to sell more, right? So, like, I don't like targeted ads because then I have to make decisions about buying things that I don't have money for, which is dumb. It's just exercise of willpower, right? That I don't have, and obviously targeted ads work. So a lot of people are where I'm at, or worse, and a lot of people are better too. But the thing of just like the algorithm giving you stuff so you stay on the platform longer, so then you look at ads longer. But it's like, I'm not going to look at Doja Cat again. I'm not going to look at other things like that again. It's incredibly rare, and it was a weird set of circumstances that wanted me to look at that in the first place. And sometimes I debate, do I want to research that thing? Because it's just going to give me more of that thing, and it'll be annoying. And like if I'm on YouTube, no, I want to see more of the things that I want. I don't want to see things that I don't want. But sometimes I go out of my way to look at things to do research, basically. And it's just weird that it perpetuates this thing where I don't even want to do research sometimes because I'm going to get the algorithm suggesting and feeding me things that I don't like. It's like getting to know you, and it's like just because I look at something and click on something doesn't mean that I like it or want it in my life. You're not getting to know my wants and needs. You're just like, oh, you clicked on it, you must like it, and that's so stupid. And it's dumb, and it perpetuates a crappy culture of ignorance and idiocy. It's funny, I was just thinking while I was on the couch. So I brought this like really, really warm, comfortable blanket from my house because I never use it there, and it would work well here. And I had a blanket, but is now kind of like part of like Wren's bed. I had that in here. It wasn't particularly warm anyway. But it was funny because like I was talking about how I moved things around and then created the space here, like for when I'm standing and painting here, and I was like really happy about this extra space, and then I filled the space with the bed. But that's like easy to move over and whatever. But it's just funny, priority shift that is happening recently. I'm gonna work on this today, and see how that goes. I've decided I'm going to leave the sky this pink, which actually, yeah, well, anyway. I was just thinking, I'm reading this book, sorry, I'm going off everywhere into all the directions. The Secret Lives of Color, it's a micro-history, and this pink, I just usually call, like, baby pink, I guess. Sometimes rose pink. But it kind of is close to Baker Miller pink. And it has this like history. Oh, anyway, this book is just like all about these different hues and colors and tones and stuff, and just like how they came to be and what they're associated with and the psychology of them sometimes, and like how they're used and whatever. So anyway, I'm gonna work on that. I think I'm gonna leave the sky that color, and then pick some other colors for stuff. And I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I've had it sitting there ready to go for a while. But anyway, yeah, shifting priorities thing, it's funny, and just like, there's a dog bed in here now, and I like that, and if I need to move it, it's easy, and whatever, but, yeah, yep. I can't remember if I showed you this while I was painting it or not. I really don't recall, but, this piece is done, it's got a finish on it and everything. This isn't the best way to view it because the lighting in here and the busy wall and desk. But it's referenced from a photo that I took while I was mountain biking in Fernie, and I really like it. I'm happy with how it turned out. I want to do more landscapes, and yeah, that's that. It was all with a palette knife other than this section of grass, which was done with a really busted up brush, and then spray paint at the top. Bucket paint I used for the sky, the pink sky, which is also just like the base color for this whole thing. Anyway, I really like it. I really enjoy it. You get that interference green there for the clouds, which I like. Anyway, so had some help working on this for Wren. So I'm gonna like finish that up. We're gonna do different color paw prints here. On top of the black, speaking of Wren, Spoiled Rotten, I bought these two like plushy squeezy toys today, just from Dollar Tree, because she's like, oh, this one doesn't have a thing in it, does it? Oh, there we go. This is a crinkle one. Oh, and it has the squeeze. Both. It's a twofer. Anyway, she's just ripping stuff apart. Sometimes she wants like something like fabric-y, and that's why she goes for like clothes. So we'll see how those work out for her. And I don't know what the rest of my work week will be like, but I just worked Monday and Tuesday full days. And yeah, if I've got a day off, then I'll pick Wren up and hopefully bring her here, get in a good walk somewhere. And of course, classic Lethbridge, you know, it snowed for like, I don't know how long, 20 hours or something. And then it's all melted, and, you know, we've got to deal with the freezing and thawing and freezing and thawing and that whole thing. Price you pay, I guess. This puppy is so cute. I can't stand it. She's just adorable all the time. Even when she's naughty. She's tired. We had another big day out today. And she's still got more excitement on the way. We went to a dog park. And she played lots. Then we came here, and she played a little bit with new toys. And then she just woke up from sleeping a little because I came over here, and she had to apparently get up and switch beds. And we're going to take a walk over at another off-leash area soon. And then we're going to go to my place for the first time. She's not been there. She hasn't been to many new places indoors, like people's houses and stuff. Like that's, I think, only happened like once or twice ever, other than the studio. I mean that'd be like the third place she's been to, like inside. No, Homes Alive Pets, she's been there too. I guess there's been a couple places, but as for like regular visits and staying for more than like 10 minutes, the studio is the most recent new thing, and that was like, I think it's been months since she's been introduced to a new indoor place. But yeah, gonna take her home and see how she likes that. She's falling asleep so hard. It's all played out. Go to sleep, Wren. Just do it. So, fucking Wren pops in. I'm just gonna start calling this Wren's Trail from now on. Just this like extra bit here. But we're gonna try and go further than we've gone before. See what we can do. It's a little muddy still, so that sucks. But once we get further on, it'll be more rocky, less dirt, less mud. We'll see how far we can get. And I had this idea right now that I think I would like to explore further in a conversation for next week about trust. But I was thinking about it right now because this pup, I love this pup. I do, and I care about her a lot. And I was just thinking of like trust, and I think that's what a lot of my love, I would say it's easy to love an animal for me, really easy. I think it's because that innocence is there, and there's no component of trust, like, or there's no fear to jump off of last week's conversation, or this past week's conversation, I guess. There's no fear of her abusing my trust, because she's an innocent animal and she doesn't have any awareness of that type of action in a relationship, I guess. I mean, obviously her awareness and consciousness of what a relationship even is obviously not like the same as mine. But I was just, I don't want to get too far into it because I would like to explore this topic more, but I was just thinking of it now, and this is why. Because how easy it is for me to love an innocent animal, because there's no real possibility of being, used or abused or taken for granted, taken advantage of, whatever. And it's a very simple relationship, and I do think there's definitely benefits and give and take for sure. I definitely don't think it's one-sided, so it's not the simplicity in that, but it's I don't think that the complexities of relationships necessarily equal more investment or more care or more love or more feeling. Anyway, I'm getting too far into it. I want to save it a bit and really get into it later, because I don't have all my I don't know. It's one of those things where being out in nature, and why I was thinking about having conversations while I was riding my bike, is because like sometimes, like right after the physical activity, there's moments of clarity and stuff. And it's also just like while I'm riding my bike, I get these thoughts and ideas, but they pop in and they pop out because I have to focus on what I'm doing. And right now I've got to focus on what I'm doing, and so I can't follow all the trains of thought I would like to. Anyway, there's a bird of prey. And there's Wren being cute. And we're gonna explore. Right past that kind of cliff is where there's like a rock that we hang out on. And I've shown it in a previous vlog or two. So we're gonna go and see what trouble we can get into over there. Well, I thought I'd have enough time to explore this until I kind of just couldn't anymore, because I thought the trail would end. But we followed the shore and now we're down here. I like it, it's pretty cool. It definitely extends our walk. It's one of those unique places where we can start off in a dog park and then end up on a trail, and then on the way back we can just see more dogs, hopefully, because usually it's, well, I shouldn't say that, no, I don't know, I was gonna say Penequim, I guess you could do both, but it's like kind of nice without having to move locations to be able to like see dogs, be off leash, and then do like a trail as well. Even though we do see dogs at Popson, it's not the same type of play as you would get at like Riverstone Dog Park, or like a dog park that is kind of has that fenced off area. Wren, no. I think we're gonna stop here. We could keep going. I don't know how far, but it's a time thing now, because I think I would go this way rather than that way for this little fork. I just wonder how far we are here. It's beautiful though. I'm really glad we did. Wren, careful. My goodness. I don't know what I was gonna say. Anyway. That's it for the vlog this week. Only other video is a conversation about fear and if it motivates me, or how it motivates me, or if it should motivate me, or if it's healthy, or if it's not healthy. So there's that. And that is it. See you at another time.